From Bulls of the Netherlands, it is nearly the same exact setup that DIRK VAN DUIJVENBODE uses. The review begins right now. All right, guys, here we go. It is darts review time. Got a great video lined up for you today, and actually, you guys picked this one. I posted a poll over on my YouTube community tab a couple days ago, and overwhelmingly, you guys wanted to see this video. However, I'm going to do things a little bit differently today. So go ahead, have a look around YouTube at all the current dart reviews popping up. At a best guess, I would say 99% of them are these stock darts as they come out of the package. Nothing wrong with that. However, it gets a little boring sometimes anyway. So what I like to do and what I've done in the past with pro player sets of darts, as I have here today, actually, check it out. We've got the Bulls of the Netherlands, DIRK VAN DUIJVENBODE darts. However, in this review, I've got them set up pretty much, not identical, pretty much as he uses them. Have a look at this clip over here. He's got the 90% natural tungsten barrels. Looks like he uses a white medium length nylon stem. And at the very end, he has the Robson standard size flights. He also uses some really long points. I left the stock points in for this review, but yeah, it looks like he probably uses a 40 millimeter plus long point. But hey, I got him as close as I possibly could to his darts, and I think it should make for a fun review, right? It's nice to mix things up every once in a while. Now, as far as the Bulls of Netherlands darts, I think you guys all know sometimes they can run pretty expensive. However, for his pro player set, I had to look around at several different websites, and it's going to vary. They cost anywhere between $65 and $75 depending on where you buy them, but I think that's a reasonable deal for as nice as his darts are. And I do mention this a couple times in the video. These in my top 5 all-time pro player sets. That's how much I like them. And they come in a huge variety of different weights. Have a look there. So 4 different weights. And again, fairly reasonably priced for Bulls of the Netherlands. So let's get into it, guys. We've got a lot to cover. And we got some bonus clips at the end since I'm going to be on vacation all week. So hope you enjoy this one. Here we go. Bulls of the Netherlands, DIRK VAN DUIJVENBODE darts. Let's get it. Okay, let me show you everything that's included here. Reminder, the white nylon stems, the Robson flights, not included, but we're going to start with the packaging. Standard cardboard hand case here, Dirk's picture on the front. I love the picture that he has on the flights, and on the back, just a little breakdown of what's included. So there's the cardboard hand case. You do actually get the, oh, wrong way. You get the medium length Bulls nylon stems. You get the stem ring clip there. And of course, you get Dirk's signature standard size flights. So gotta love those flights. Again, love that picture there. Now, checking out the darts. And you know what? It's one of the first things I noticed when looking at these barrels. There is grip all the way from the nose cone, covers the entire barrel, even this middle section, and the grip goes all the way to the stem. So there are no smooth sections. And look here in the middle of the barrel. Usually when companies have this giant smooth section, we have micro multi-ring grip here. And check that out. Bulls even found a way to add their logo over the grip, which I don't think you really see on too many other sets of darts. Up front, you get this really long standard black point, although one of my only complaints about these barrels, look at that lip right there. Yikes. That lip will absolutely destroy your flight, and you're going to get some pretty wild deflections, especially if you use these molded flights. So what I would highly recommend, you add a specialty point to the front end of these darts. It's going to save on your flights. Your flights will last forever, and you're going to experience less wild deflections. But yeah, heading back to the barrels here, some multi-rings up front. And this is a tapered barrel, by the way. But you got the multi-rings with the micro multi-rings on top. Micro multi-rings running through the entire middle section, which I absolutely love. That's going to be my grip right in the middle of the barrel. And that grip runs throughout the rest of the barrel with the micro multi-rings nearest the stem. I've got the white nylon stems. And here's one of my mistakes. I bought the Robson shape flights, which I believe, I'll put a picture up in the left-hand corner here. I believe Dirk uses the standard size. So that was my little mistake here. Although, hey, I think I'm going to enjoy these shaped flights, which, by the way, courtesy of AZ darts. So check them out if you want to use Kirk's flights. But yeah, that's the setup. What do you say we head into the next clip? And I'm going to hit you with all the stats and dimensions. Here we go. Okay, it's time for some rotating stats and dimensions. I'm going to start with the points. These come with a set of standard black coated points. They stick out of the front of the barrel 30 millimeters in total. So yeah, nice to see some longer stock points. As far as the barrels go, they are 90% tungsten. The barrel length coming in at 50.8 millimeters long. In the barrel width, since these are a front-loaded tapered barrel, I'm going to give you 3 different widths here. At the widest point, right up front, 7 millimeters wide. Right in the middle of the barrel, right on the logo, 6.6 millimeters wide. And finally, right at the end of the barrel, 6.1 millimeters wide. So yeah, definitely a front-loaded barrel. Now, I did unscrew the stems, checked out the drill depth on the barrel, and these were drilled out 11.2 millimeters deep in the back end. As far as the match weight goes, I purchased the 23-gram version. Match weight was excellent here, although they did come in a little bit heavy. The lightest barrel, 23.23 grams. The other 2 barrels, 23.25 grams. So yeah, only 3/100ths of a gram off from lightest to heaviest. That is some excellent quality control. But let's go into the next clip, and I'm going to tell you all about this grip. Okay, guys, let me hit you with a quick grip level here. And you know what? As I was running my fingers up and down the barrel, I was kind of surprised to find out the grip is extremely consistent. Doesn't matter if you're a front gripper, a middle gripper on these micro multi-rings, or a rear gripper. Yeah, it all feels extremely close. So I'm going to say mid to mid upper level grip level 3.4 on a scale of 1 to 5. And you know what? I'm going to go as far to say as this setup probably in my top 5 all-time favorite pro player darts. Yeah, that's how much I like them, and I cannot wait to get these things on the dartboard and have a few throws. Again, I'm going to be gripping right on the Bulls logo, right in the middle of the barrel there, utilizing the micro multi-ring grip. So that's going to be my grip. And what do you say we get these things on the board and have a go? I got a feeling I'm going to be throwing them pretty well. Let's go. All right, guys, here we go. We're going to have a few random throws with Dirk's setup. I've been throwing them for a couple of days now. Absolutely love them. I really do. And I went as far to say they were probably in my top 5 all-time favorite pro player sets. You may be wondering real quick, all right, well, what's the other ones, right? I would say the older Dennis Priestley darts, the 15, the 17, or the 19-gram version, somewhere in my top 5, no particular order. The other ones, Target of Japan, the Hot Shot darts, Harith Lim, in my top 5. I loved those things. Definitely my favorite Target of Japan set. And then we're going to add these to the mix. It really is. It's such a great set to throw. That middle grip is perfect for me. So yeah, they gotta go somewhere in my top 5. The other 2 sets, no idea. I have to think about that for a little bit. But these with the shape flights, wow, they're like little bullets to the board. We'll see how this goes. Yeah, look at that. They go in dead straight. They don't stand up that much for me. Just pretty straight to the board, flat, and like little bullets. Third dart saver right in the middle of that treble 20. Look at that shot, huh? Okay, it's slightly to the left of the bed, but whew. Got some great highlights at the end of the video. Make sure you don't miss that. Well, the one complaint in this video, though, definitely the lip up front with these rigid molded flights. I have been seeing some pretty bad deflections, and actually the clip that I showed earlier of Dirk's throw, I forget what he took out. It was a 150 checkout or something like that. If you look at the edges or the back edges of his flights, they are all chewed up. So he definitely doesn't use a specialty point, but man, I don't know. I would highly, strongly recommend you get rid of that lip. These flights have already incurred some damage, so it's only been, about a day and a half use. Oh, perfect example right there. That dart was going dead straight right at the first dart, and look at the deflection. So if I had a specialty point in there, that may have been a 120. We'll never know, but just, yeah, the deflections with that lip. Not good. Speaking of 120s, well, hey, there's a 123. Good recovery on the second dart. That may have been a 180. again, there's good deflections and bad deflections. That was a bad deflection. We'll chuck 3 at the bullseye. Really, you can't go wrong with these darts. If you're a front gripper, if you're a middle gripper or a rear gripper, it all works really well. Oh, and another thing, if you're a rear gripper, the back of these barrels, super thin. And I know I said they're 7 millimeters wide, but that's only at the extreme front end. So if you grip like where I'm gripping in the middle, it's 6.6, 6.5 millimeters wide, even thinner in the back. So it plays a lot thinner than you would imagine. Oh, you know what? I got used to the grip. What'd I give these? A 3.7? Kind of second guessing myself there. They may not be that grippy, or it's just one of those grips you really get used to quickly, but comes off the fingertips clean. It's just, man, I cannot say enough great things about these darts. All right, let's avoid this deflection somehow. Now, there's one way to avoid a deflection, just completely miss. 135. So you guys see, I'm throwing them well. Wow. Tell you, if I was to design a custom set of darts for myself, it'd be really similar to this with that middle grip. Micro multi-ring. I just love a micro multi-ring. It's my type of grip. Same thing when I praised the for my review the other day. The micro multi-ring darts from Darts Corner. How do you go wrong with a micro multi-ring grip, right? All right, we'll do one more. Again, I got some nice highlights at the end of the video. I figured, since I'm going away on vacation, might as well give you guys a little bit extra. So 81. I don't know what my average was there. I guess I could flash it up on the screen really quick, but there was some pretty good darts considering I threw at the bullseye once in there. But man, just this is the set for me. I could definitely use something like this as my match darts. I'd probably experiment around, definitely, like I said, the points, they gotta go. That lip has gotta go. The Robson flights, nice stuff there. And all in all, this complete package works so well. So enjoy this 180. We're gonna do a quick wrap up. Highlights at the end. Hope you enjoyed that one. Let's get it. Here we go. Boom. Those first 2 darts, left, right, and then I finally stacked that 3rd dart. Kind of a bizarre 180, but hey, they all count the same. There's that 3rd dart, top right-hand corner of the bed. So hey, we'll take that. Hope you guys enjoyed the close-up look and review of the Bulls of the Netherlands DIRK van Duijvenbode darts, pretty much as he uses them. If you did enjoy this video, big thumbs up, always appreciated. However, give me some feedback on this one, leave a comment down below, and let me know if you want to see more pro player reviews like this, where I use their actual setup, or as close as I can to their actual setup. So as far as where you get the darts, again, you're just gonna have to use your favorite dart shop that sells them. The United States, where I happen to live, we're kind of having a hard time right now importing darts. So I'm really not sure where to tell you to get them, but the price, fairly respectable, 65 to 75 US dollars, maybe more, maybe less, depending on where you buy them. So guys, now comes the time of the video where I give these a recommendation on how well I think they're gonna work for your typical average everyday recreational player. Does not get too much better than this. 90% tungsten barrel, the dimensions are perfect. Front grip, middle grip like I used, or a rear grip. It all works perfect. That's gonna cover a lot of players there. Comes in a bunch of different weights, I guess 4 different weights. That's gonna pretty much cover everybody there as well. And I tell you what, this actual setup works really well, although I'm sure the stock setup works pretty good too. So guess what? You're ready for this monster score one of the highest scores I've given to a set of pro player darts. There it is, 9.6 out of 10. An exceptional score for an amazing set of darts. So let me know what you think about that one. I think they're well worthy of a score like that. So now, hey, I'm going on vacation for the rest of the week. No videos for the rest of the week. However, I will leave you with a few outtakes, or actually a few highlights. So some pretty good shots here, a couple 180s, 170 checkout. Enjoy it, and until next time, guys, we'll see you on the next video. Later.